If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. So if you've been following the channel for some time now, you know that I'm name dropping Freddie Gibbs here and there, always mentioning him in like a positive, voice and tone. So from that, you probably know that I'm a Freddie Gibbs fan, and I think that he's a really special character in hip hop, of an artist that has been in the game for such a long time, has steadily always evolved and just kept going and growing as an artist, but never really blew up, and is kind of like this underground, independent, just figure in hip hop that we can just all look to and respect in terms of his craft, but also his business skills. And that's why I've always been very, very supportive of Freddie Gibbs and whatever he's doing. He's also riding high off of his Grammy nomination for Best Rap Album with his Alchemist joint album Alfredo. And last week, so exactly a week ago, he did an interview with Complex discussing his debut film role and also an upcoming album. And in that interview, he said a couple of really interesting things that I want to quote here and then give my thoughts on it. So let's get straight into what he said. The more y'all underrate me and put all these men over me, all the dudes, it made me more hungry. I'm tired of y'all underrating me. I'm tired of y'all putting certain men over me like I'm not the best gangster rapper out, for real, dog. Now, he also went on to say, I know people like Lil Baby and Da Baby and all them babies and all that type of stuff and all these other men. I respect all of that. That's all love. Them hits makers, I respect that. I can't get in their lane for what they do for making hits. Them dudes do that. Guys gonna stop leaving me out the conversation. He also further tried to explain what he's saying, I'm not from a hub, I'm not from LA, I'm not from Chicago, I'm not from Atlanta, I'm not from New York, I'm not from a effing big hub of music, I'm from Gary, we ain't even got a mall and a radio station, but the fact that I came out of that stuff and in your face right now is the facts to let you know who the strongest is. He also later talked about his new album coming out, Triple S Soul, sold separately, saying that this probably his best album that he's ever done, and he says, I'm going to prove to y'all what level that I'm on with this new album. So all these statements that he made are, of course, subject to a lot of discussion. A lot of people talked about this, and today I wanted to give my 2 cents on this. As I said, I'm always talking positively about Freddie Gibbs. He's someone that I respect very much, that I think without him, hip-hop would really lose an important voice, and he really contributes a lot to the culture and to the music. And from that standpoint, I completely agree with what he's saying. He is underrated. Judging solely from music, solely from impact had on the rap game, he should be more popular. He should have more people listening to his stuff. He should be more out there, up with the likes of like a Kendrick Lamar and all that. Of course, that is very controversial to say, but I think Freddie Gibbs is one of the best, rappers out there, and one of the best people that knows how to really have a core fan base and just work off of that without caring as much about what the mainstream thinks, and just keeps doing their own thing. And I respect that, and he is very successful doing that. This man is doing very well. And he also talked about, like, in the past, this was like a year ago or so, about longevity, countering one-hit wonders. And he said that he still wants to do this stuff and keep, putting out stuff for his fans, for the people that he knows are still going to listen to his music even when he's like 40. And so he's really thinking long-term, really a clever businessman in my eyes. And I'm watching his every move. I'm watching how he maneuvers the game, how he maneuvers his career, and is always someone who I look up to. So I completely agree with what he said about being underrated. And I hope that with this new album, Triple S, he can, kind of solidify his spot as like a really main figure in hip hop, even if not many people, listen to him like that. But he also talked about, being a hit maker. He mentioned Lil Baby and Da Baby. I gotta defend my man Lil Baby real quick, because this man tried to make hits his whole career, was very successful with that, but then he really solidified his status as like a really, important figure in hip-hop by dropping not hits, but rather stuff like The Bigger Picture, or then also connecting with Durkio for making The Voice of the Heroes, which was of course like a hit-chasing album, but it's still something that maybe wasn't the best business move for him, but he still made it just out of love for where he came from and his connection to Durkio, so I really respect him for that. So for Freddie to just brush these artists off as these hit makers, I think is not really fair. And I know he says that it's all love, but I think Freddie really sees himself in the zone of like, I'm the best rapper, I should be getting more attention, more mainstream attention, and these guys are just successful because they're chasing hits. In a way, that's true, and I really support his movement, but I really gotta, maybe put this into perspective and give this a different angle of viewing this. But nonetheless, I think this is really important, and I want to get this message to a lot more people, that artists like Freddie Gibbs are out there doing their thing, being very successful with it. It's not like this dude is trying to, blow up. He knows exactly what he's doing. I think every move of his is calculated, and he knows where he's going with his business, and that's why I respect this man so much. So if you're not yet on the Freddie Gibbs wave, I really recommend you go check it out. He's of course getting a lot more mainstream attention now over the past year, ever since being nominated for the Grammy, but still not to the level where, his stuff is like charting or anything. But he's very well connected in the core hip-hop, the root hip-hop, OG hip-hop scene, working with a lot of really talented producers, classic producers, so... yeah, this man lost to Nas in the best rap album category, so that's got to mean something about how great he is. So Freddie Gibbs, in my opinion, will go down as a very influential artist, a very influential rapper in 10 years, 20 years time, and he'll still be doing music and doing very well for himself by that time as well. So y'all better watch out for Freddie Gibbs. I'm telling y'all, this man has a lot more coming in the future, and he's very well aware of what he's doing, although I gotta defend some of these new artists as well, as I just did. But yeah, that's my take on this. Now I want to know what you think about this. Do you listen to Freddie Gibbs? What do you think of his position in hip-hop? Do you also appreciate him as someone who's not like up in the mainstream yet, but is still doing his own thing? Do you respect what he's doing? Do you, kind of respect him as much as I do and look up to him as much as I do? Or do you rather just, brush him off as another artist that never really got his chance to blow up? And what do you think about all the statements that he made concerning hit makers and all that I talked about concerning Lil Baby, Da Baby, and all that? Let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.